Dolly Parton just shared a message that has millions of fans in tears, and what she's calling the end isn't what you think. For decades, she has been the invincible queen of country, a figure of eternal youth and boundless energy. But after a sudden postponement of her entire Las Vegas residency and a terrifying viral prayer request from her family, the silence from her camp has finally broken. The medical reality she is facing is not just about a simple checkup. It is a complex, multi-layered crisis involving a silent condition that doctors have warned her about for years. This is the story of the medical truth they won't tell you, and why Dolly Parton is finally saying it's over.
To understand the gravity of this moment, we have to look beyond the sequence and the smile. For 50 years, Dolly Parton has operated on a schedule that would crush someone half her age. She wakes up at 3 a.m. She manages a $500 million empire. She tours, records, and films constantly. But in March 2025, the one constant in her life, her husband of nearly 60 years, Carl Dean, passed away. That loss didn't just break her heart. It fundamentally shattered the infrastructure of her health. We are seeing a phenomenon that geriatric specialists call the widowhood effect, where the surviving spouse's immune system and physical resilience plummet in the first 6 months after a loss. But the media is reporting this as a kidney stone infection. While that is the official line, it is merely the tip of the iceberg. The postponement of her massive 2025 Las Vegas residency to September 2026 isn't just about a few days of rest. You don't cancel a multi-million-dollar production for a simple infection that antibiotics can clear in a week. You cancel it when the recovery time is months, not days. We are dealing with a convergence of grief-induced neglect and a chronic, silent condition that has likely flared up into a critical emergency. This isn't just about rescheduling a show, it's about rescheduling the rest of her life. Let's go deep into the first layer of this medical truth, the silent killer that Dolly has battled in secret for over a decade. While the headlines scream kidney stones, the real concern among medical experts observing her case is silent reflux, or LPR, leading to severe esophageal complications. Years ago, reports surfaced that Dolly underwent a secret procedure to implant a device in her esophagus. Why? Because she was suffering from such severe gastroesophageal reflux that it was threatening to burn out her vocal cords and, more terrifyingly, increase her risk for esophageal cancer. This condition is insidious. It doesn't just cause heartburn, it causes aspiration, where stomach acid seeps into the lungs and throat during sleep. For a singer, this is career-ending. For a woman nearing 80 who has just lost her husband and the will to self-care, it is life-threatening. The procedures she vaguely alluded to in her cancellation statement, joking about a 100,000-mile checkup, are likely related to repairing this damage. When you combine high stress, grief, and a history of esophageal trauma, you create a perfect storm for aspiration pneumonia, or a stricture that makes eating difficult. This explains the frailty rumors and why her doctors have ordered a total stop. She isn't just resting, she is likely undergoing reconstruction or intensive therapy to save her ability to speak and sing. But there is a second, even more complex layer to this, the broken heart pathology. We need to analyze this with a counterintuitive perspective. Most people think grief is emotional. Medically, it is physical. When Carl Dean died, Dolly admitted in a rare moment of vulnerability that she didn't take care of herself and let a lot of things go. In the medical world, this is a red alert. It often manifests as Takotsubo cardiomyopathy, literally broken heart syndrome, where the heart muscle weakens due to a surge of stress hormones. While everyone is focused on the kidney stones, the real danger is the systemic inflammation caused by this grief. The kidney infection is likely a symptom of a suppressed immune system, not the root cause. When your body is in a state of deep mourning, your cortisol levels spike, your white blood cell count drops, and latent issues, like kidney stones or reflux, suddenly become acute emergencies.
The "it's over" statement isn't about her career ending voluntarily. It's an admission that her body can no longer sustain the Dolly persona without the emotional anchor of her husband. She is physically rejecting the workload because her biological coping mechanisms have vanished with Carl. Now, let's look at the technical reality of her empire, because this health crisis is triggering a business crisis that no one is talking about. The deep dive here is into the Dollywood stability. While Dolly is recovering, her empire is showing cracks. We have reports of unexpected closures at Dollywood, specifically the indefinite shutdown of the Dollywood Express train due to maintenance. In the theme park industry, unscheduled maintenance on a flagship attraction is code for operational distress. Furthermore, her management is dealing with a worker shortage crisis due to visa caps, which has strained the park's operations. For decades, Dolly was the crisis management plan. If something went wrong, Dolly showed up, smiled, and fixed it. Now she is absent. She missed the IAPA Hall of Fame induction. She missed the Governor's Awards. These aren't just social snubs. They are signals to investors and stakeholders that the figurehead is no longer at the helm. The procedures she is undergoing at Vanderbilt are keeping her from the boardroom just as much as the stage. The medical truth here is that the stress of keeping this empire running without her husband's quiet support is likely exacerbating her physical condition, creating a feedback loop of stress and illness that she cannot break without a total stoppage. Let's look at the case study of the prayer request panic to see how fragile the situation really is. Her sister, Freida Parton, posted a message on Facebook that simply said, "Monitor her," and asked for prayer warriors. It was vague, emotional, and terrifying. It went viral instantly. Why? Because it broke the cardinal rule of the Parton PR machine: always be fine. For 50 years, the rule has been that Dolly is fine. She is plastic, she is fantastic, she is superhuman. Freida's post shattered that illusion. It revealed that behind the scenes, the family was terrified. Even though they walked it back later, claiming it was just a little infection, the raw panic in that initial post tells us the truth. You don't ask for prayer warriors for a routine kidney stone. You ask for them when you are scared you are losing someone. This incident proved that the inner circle knows something the public does not. Dolly is mortal, and she is currently fighting a battle that glitter cannot hide. Another example is the postponement of the residency itself. The dates were moved to September 2026. That is a 1-year delay. In the touring industry, a kidney stone delays a tour by 2 weeks. A major surgery delays it by 3 months. A 1-year delay signals a fundamental restructuring of the artist's physical capabilities. It suggests that her team is banking on a long, slow rehabilitation, or perhaps they are buying time to see if she can ever perform at that level again. It is a wait-and-see strategy disguised as a scheduling conflict. So, what does "it's over" really mean in this context? It doesn't mean she is dying tomorrow. It means the era of the Invincible Dolly is over. The medical truth is that she is a human woman nearing 80 who is grieving deeply and suffering from chronic, stress-induced system failures. She is pivoting from being a global touring force to a legacy figure who must prioritize survival over entertainment. The retention loop here is critical. If Dolly Parton, the woman who wrote "I Will Always Love You" and built a kingdom from nothing, can be brought to a halt by the physical toll of grief and silent illness, what does that tell us about our own capacity for endurance? We often ignore our body's whispers until they become screams. Dolly ignored the whispers to keep us entertained, and now her body is screaming. But if you think this is the only secret the music industry is hiding about its aging icons, you are mistaken. There is another legend, a peer of Dolly's, whose recent retirement masks a diagnosis that is even more shocking, and the clues have been hiding in their lyrics for years. You won't believe who it is, and we're going to uncover that mystery in the next video. Click here to see the truth about the farewell tour lie.